Welcome to the garage, guys. And today we're going to be reviewing the smallest scooter ever, the dynamic scooter. 6-inch wheels. I think it's about 20 something pounds. Very easy to lift, extremely small. As you can see, smaller than any other scooter in here by far. Today we're going to do the range test. We're going to make a review, and all in all, this scooter, for what it is actually pretty freaking amazing. Let's show you quick how to fold it down. First step is your button right in here. Push that. Flip that down. Your brake here connects this all. Push the brake, that'll unfold. Alright, handlebars, self-explanatory. This is similar to most scooters. Bring your clamp that all pretty tight. Same with this, you want to get this as tight as you can. And that'll get your ride there pretty secure. For the amount of folding that's on this, you would expect this to feel extremely janky. And I'm not going to say it feels like a full solid scooter at all. You obviously can tell when you're riding it that it's not one piece, but it's pretty solid feeling for what it is, for how small it is, for especially the price point. This is a $250 deal on Kickstarter. If you get the early bird special, it's like half off almost. That's a good deal. At 250 bucks, I can definitely recommend you guys grab this up, scoop it up quick. I think they only said the first 200 people are going to get that deal. And you know how Kickstarter is. Whoever gets in earliest gets the best deal. I remember back when 9bot Max came out, I was a Kickstarter. I bought that scooter for 500 bucks or something. Great deal. When you end up getting these off Kickstarter for really cheap. But let's go ride the dynamic, check it out. We're gonna do our range test, get it going here. Relive. Shout out to Wired Rides for these gloves, they're nice. I'm anticipating that we get maybe 5 miles out of this scooter if we're lucky. It's a 5 amp hour scooter, 36 volt, 5 amp hour. If we get 5 miles, it'll actually be pretty amazing. I think we get more like 3 to 4 with my weight on it. It is definitely a scooter where that rear brake is like completely critical. If you have an emergency braking, this is not going to cut it. I'll demonstrate. We'll start pulling it now, and we're still coming to a very, very slow stop with the e-brake there. You're talking about like 20, 30, 40 feet of stopping distance, whereas if you use the rear foot brake, right, you can get it to stop a little quicker. The scooter is meant for very short trips with very small people. So if you're a smaller person and you only have to go like a half mile to work, or say you want to whip this out of your car at a parking spot that's a little bit farther from your work, right? That is where this scooter becomes useful. It gives you that skateboard feel on it when you're on it because of the solid tires and the sort of skateboardy deck. It's a scooter meant for pulling it out of your car when you need it. Not too bad of a horn. The only reason people would buy this is for somebody like Jordan. So Jordan works downtown in our city. There is no free parking or anything where she works at. So she has to park a little bit of ways away and walk, like, 4 or 5 blocks. That's enough of a walk. It becomes a hassle. And this type of scooter really makes a big improvement to your little commute there when you ride that last 4 or 5 blocks. And they call that a last mile scooter. And this is 100% just a last mile scooter. Even the last half mile scooter, I would call this, because it's so small. But it does go quick enough, and it's convenient enough that it's going to save you time. And especially for only $250, that's such a low price for a scooter these days, even, that I think you can easily get your money's worth out of that in like a month or two of commuting. So assuming it holds up a bit, you're pretty much good there on this scooter as far as getting your investment back out of it. It does have cruise control. As you can see, it'll start beeping at you, telling you to take your finger off when it's ready. Take your finger off, and then we're good. Cruise is right around 25 Ks. That is 15.5 miles an hour for you guys in the United States. They did say there's going to be a couple improvements coming to the next batch of this. As you see, it's just freaking tiny. It's absolutely minuscule. And it's funny because I have another scooter in my garage right now with 14-inch tires. So that's the biggest scooter tires I've ever tested is 14. These are 6, the smallest I've ever tested. Just drastic difference. That's like riding a bike. This is like riding a skateboard, right? They don't even feel like scooters when they get tires on the extreme end like this. It really feels like a skateboard with handlebars. I wish there was a way for this to lock a little better in here. You can see there's like some looseness to this. Let me see if this goes up any higher too. I'll get 1 more inch out of it. Not too bad. Doing the range test on this scooter is almost dumb, I'll admit you now, because none of you guys are going to ride this thing to its full range. I feel like it's just not comfortable. It's useful, right? It's useful for a very small, like 1 mile basically or less, right? But none of you guys can come out here and ride the full 5 amp hours. It'll get you there, I think, from point A to point B, and that's the major selling point on this scooter. It will get you there that last mile. Not too bad one-handed with cruise control on. A little wobbly, but not as bad as some bigger scooters, that's for sure. Ride's pretty decent out here when you get the cruise control on and you got a smooth path. For somebody who's brand new to scooters, this is definitely an option you could use to get in and get sort of a taste. Let's turn our headlight on. Oh yeah, see that down there? It's actually pretty decent. I do think these handlebars, they said they're going to get ones that are a little bit taller people. That's definitely important. I'm a short guy, and it doesn't bother me where they're at right now as far as like waist height. I think it's fine, but obviously for taller people, you're going to need it a few inches higher. So I think they've already talked about that, as well as the tires. There's going to be a slight upgrade with the tires, and they're going to be putting on honeycomb tires. Basically, the honeycomb tires will give you a lot better feel than these completely solid tires. Here comes the hill test. This should be interesting here. The hill test on this scooter could drop down to around 10 kilometers an hour, I'm guessing. I am 180 pounds. Obviously, if you weigh less than me, you'll get better. But here goes. We're already down to 15, 14, 11, 10. It's probably going to kill the scooter here. We'll do like give it a kick even. That's how little power you're going to have with this price range. $250, you are basically kicking it up any major hills. And that's not even a major hill. We can look back a little bit there. It's a decent hill. I think I've measured it at 10% or so. But it's not a steep hill, and that does obviously show the downfall of a scooter like this. That's ultra portable, is it's ultra not powerful. That's fine, because obviously you're just going to use this to go a quarter mile, half a mile, whatever, from your car to work, and you don't need power for that. You need lightweight. And even if there is one hill you got to kick up on your way to work or on the way back, that's kind of life sometimes. When you buy a budget scooter, you might have to kick a hill or two, and it's not the end of the world. There is front suspension on this, but honestly, at my weight, it's all bottomed out. Really only helps when I go over some certain cracks where it will spring out and sort of cushion the fall, but it won't help on a lot of different cracks. And if you are looking at other lightweight contenders, there is 2 other in my garage right now. The Navi V50 from Rev Rides and the Unagi Model 1 Voyager. Those are both ultra portable. Very similar in the weight to this scooter, but quite a bit better ride quality and build quality. But obviously a lot more money. You're gonna spend double or triple for those scooters over this. So that is where this wins, is if you can get it on that Kickstarter $249 price. That's a steal, in my opinion, on the scooter. Welcome to the Dynamic Scooter Model B review. This is definitely the smallest scooter in my garage, probably the smallest scooter I've ridden since I owned a Razor scooter when I was maybe like 5 years old or something. Extremely portable, no extra weight is wasted anywhere on this. The price point is really interesting to me on the Kickstarter because it's $249, and I think it beats everything at that price point. So if you can get it at that early bird deal, I think that you're in for a treat. That being said, there's a lot of things that I'm going to show you on this, and most of it's great. Scooter overall is holding up. Like I said, Jordan's been using this quite a bit to get to and from work. She works several miles away, but the deal is there's no parking at her work, so she has to park, a few blocks away from work enough of a hassle to walk, especially if it's late at night or whatever, that it's nice having a scooter. And it's nice having a scooter that's lightweight and foldable. Obviously, we have a few different ones. She's been trying them out, but I do think she really liked using this scooter. She got a lot of compliments on it, on the folding and how tiny it was. It's a very cool scooter from that standpoint. It's dynamic, as they say, and it's dynamic because of its unique folding design. There's not a lot of scooters, I think, that have even tried to do this. I respect them for that. As this company grows and this sort of style of scooter gets better and better quality, I think that these will be really, really popular. I think in dorm rooms, I think in high schools, I think in places where you need to have a tiny little scooter to fit in your locker or something, right? Or to keep in your dorm. Someplace that there's just limited space, but you need a vehicle. This is it. This is probably the most compact thing you can pull right now that will move you this quickly and this far. I think all you guys looking for cheap transportation should jump on this. You'll get a really good deal if you are patient and you pay a little early. That's how Kickstarter really works. It incentivizes the people that donate the earliest. Those that are in the earliest get the best price and the best hookup. I will link the Kickstarter in the description of this YouTube video for you. All of that's going to be up to you to do your own research and check out this scooter. It's a low risk buy. For $249, there's not very much I can complain about for that price point. We'll start at the top and work our way down like I always do. The grips are great. They did say they're going to be extending these and making it a little bit taller. They also said they're going to be changing out these tires for honeycomb tires that will give you a little bit more softness and road feel. The dash on this, very simple, straightforward. It has your speed, it has your battery, which there's 5 bars, we're down to 3 right now, and it has your drive modes here. It has regular mode, D mode, and the red D mode. And the red D mode is the fastest one. We're hitting at 25 Ks with that. For this price point, that's great. 15 miles an hour, that's what you expect. You are getting a good deal on price there as far as the speed, and I think the power is there. The power is decent. Even though it has this tiny little motor, it still does enough on flat to convince me that this scooter is worth the money. This scooter has 2 thumb controls. This is your acceleration, this is your brake. It's nice to have very simple controls like this. Go, stop. There's not a lot of exposed wiring or anything on this scooter besides right here. And that is extremely important on something like this that's going to be folding up and all over. There can't be wires hanging out that will catch on things. So I do really like the engineering of this. I think the fit and finish is here on these parts. I think the battery being removable is nice, and the optional speaker is nice. A lot of these features on here are very nice. It's got the light here, which we showed you before. The light bar, very, very nice light bar for this price range. Has a horn. Not the loudest, but if you were in a bike pass situation, you could use it. The gear changes here and the power here. So all in all, simple to control. You get what you need and nothing more on this scooter. Moving down, obviously we talked about this battery comes off. This is the folding mechanism here. All of this is decent for me. Decent enough to not complain about the tightness of the headset or any of these welds. Everything seems correct. Everything seems to me like this scooter should last a while and you'll get your money's worth out of it at the very least. It may not be amazing, but it's a decent enough build quality that I think we can suggest that you buy this. Now moving down a bit farther, obviously there's a bit of a constraint here with your feet. I have pretty small feet, and this deck is definitely taken up by my feet when I'm riding this. You can see, obviously not very much foot space here. No matter which way you stack it up, you're kind of hanging off the edges. I did wish there was a tiny bit bigger deck, or somehow the deck could fold out and get bigger. That'd be sweet. For now, version 1 on this scooter, I think we can live with this and be happy with it. Everything's there. I think that's about all we really need to talk about on the dynamic scooter here. If you guys have any questions in the comments, let me know. I do think this is definitely a buy recommendation at the $249 Kickstarter price. That's going to be hard to find anything else similar to this with this sort of novel folding technology. Check it out if that's something you're into, something very small and portable, maybe for your locker at school or for your college dorm room or whatever. Thanks a lot for watching, guys. Scooter Gang out.